Okay, so after finishing the business 101 class with Mr. King, um, I really enjoyed the class, honestly, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of relieved that it is over because I mean, after all that, I learned that online class really isn't for me. It's not anything to do with the teacher or how hard the class was. It's just I'm a textbook kind of guy, and I like to have the paperwork right in front of me, and I like to be able to have someone stay on top of me to get things done because it's easy to forget to check your email or check your classroom or in our case our MACC login. I mean, it's not every day that we get on it, and we should, but I personally did not. Um, After taking the class, I one thing I really liked about it was how understanding Mr. King was. He always wanted you to put forth your best effort, and even when you did and you fell short, he wanted to make sure you succeeded, and I really like that in a teacher. And in my opinion, he was too nice to us. We should have had most of our stuff done earlier, sooner. Um, and even when we didn't, he gave us a break and cut us some slack and let us get it in without missing a lot of points. And I respect that, and I really like Mr. King, possibly one of the best teachers I've had. And I really like how personal he gets with people, and he likes to know more about you, and he genuinely cares. I mean, even though he's not even face to face with you, he wants to know what's going on in your life, how you're doing, and if there's anything he can help with. And I like people like that, and he's just a good example of my kind of person. Um, the class overall, what I've learned from it is how to treat people, and it kind of made me realize that like there aren't there aren't really limitations to anything, and that if you want to succeed, the only thing stopping you is you. It's an idea until you make it happen, and I really think that's the truth. Anything is possible, and I believe that. Um, the class was really motivational. Also, I liked the videos that Mr. King shared with us and allowed us to reflect on, especially the one about the last one we did. The guy with no arms, he was like, or legs. I mean, he had such good energy for his situation, and he wanted to rub off on other people, which I really liked, and I kind of connected with that. I mean, of course, I'm not in the same situation as him, but life is tough, and he just shows you that even on top of being tough in general, he was born without limbs, and that's tough. That's really tough, and he still makes it through all life's challenges, including the ones he was born with, and there's nothing he can do about it, and he realizes that, and that's kind of what pushed him to keep going. So I really like that video because it was kind of motivational, and he kind of made me think of things differently. Um, Another thing I really liked about the class is I kind of had to step out of my comfort zone, such as I am right now. I'm not a real talkative person. I'm kind of quiet and laid back unless I'm with my friends, who I'm very comfortable around. But in order to be in a class full of random people that 80% of them I haven't even met in person, um, and be able to get on here and talk to them like they're my friends and they're my people, it's really different for me. And Mr. King allowed me to step out of my comfort zone, and I'd like to thank him for that. I mean, it means a lot to be able to have someone push you to do better, and I'm all about being pushed. Just need someone there to do it. Um, Overall, I mean, class was I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. I don't know if I'll take any more online classes just because of the fact that I'd rather be face to face with the teacher. But even at that, I mean, Mr. King sometimes when I had a question, he responded quicker than a teacher would in class, and that's always nice. I mean, have a teacher who cares enough to make sure his students are up to date on things. I mean, it's almost like I raised my hand and he was there to answer the question. But after taking the class, I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to other people. But it wouldn't have been as good without Mr. King. He's a good person. You could tell he has everyone's best interests at heart. He never wants to see someone fail, and I'd like to thank him for all the chances he gave me. I wasn't always on time about things. I mean, they were somewhat on time, but not when they should have been done, and that's my fault because I just kind of put things off too much. I mean, that's one of my biggest problems. And this class kind of helped me with that problem because towards the end of the year, I try to stay on top of things. Yeah, I really enjoyed the class, and if I could take it again, I would. Just to have Mr. King again. He's a great teacher, and you don't come across too many teachers like him. I really got it. I mean, I like the class. But the most important thing I learned was how to treat people. That's a key to life right there. Just teach people or treat people the way you want to be treated. And I mean, you've been told that since a little kid, but it didn't mean too much until you got older. I mean, you realize that when you're running a business, such as we would after this class, I mean, it's the goal. But when you're running a business, you want to treat people how you'd like to be treated. So you look at your customers and you think, well, is this ripping them off? Am I looking out for them, or am I just looking out for myself? You got to think about that stuff, and this class really taught me that. And I mean, although I didn't learn everything, I learned the important things, and that's all to Mr. King. He selected great topics every week, and in the beginning I was so nervous. I didn't, even though no one was watching me, I did not want to sit in front of my camera and talk. But now, I mean, I'm talking for 7 minutes. I mean, Mr. King changed me a little bit, for sure. I'm definitely not as nervous as I was. I'm still a little nervous, obviously, but I feel comfortable enough with my classmates and with Mr. King that I won't be judged. And I really appreciate Mr. King. And I'd like to thank you for everything. And this is it. Maybe we'll meet again.